it's so funny, eh? Like, with naming your child, you never realize how many people you don't like when you go to name a child. It's so funny. You're going over name, you're like, oh, I know an asshole called that, or I know so. It was so funny. We're going through so many different names, and it's so hard. Hey, we tried for ages and ages on thinking about names, and I wanted I don't know. I got stuck on the letter H. I kind of like the letter H, and I said to her, "What about Hector?" And she's like, "No, not a chance. Hector's an old." I liked the name Hector, obviously the fighter and stuff like that. Hector Camacho, and there's a few other things. But I was stuck on H, and then I said, "What about Hunter?" And I liked Hunter as well. And she she had a cousin called Hunter, so we couldn't do that. And then we come up with Hudson, and we were pretty set on Hudson, which is the name he's got. But then my cousin had a baby and called him Hudson. I was like, "Oh, we can't do that." And we ended up just setting on a Hudson. I know we're going to do a Hudson, and that's what we set it on. I guess I don't know. It's so hard picking baby names, and then one day one will just come to you and it just sticks, and that's one you enjoy. But I was just googling different names, and yeah, it was different abstract names and their meanings and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, see, where we've left it at the moment to the point I said, listen, because I mean, I don't know, did you find out the sex of your child beforehand or did you kind of wait?
no, we found out. When before we got pregnant, I always said that I wouldn't. I wanted to keep that a surprise, and then she got pregnant. I was like, nah, I gotta know. I gotta know. I need to know. I was
See,
like, I can't do it. We need to know what we're buying, what we're doing. So yeah, we found out. Yeah.
I'm the same. I wanted it to be a surprise. I'm like, come on, man, it's a surprise. It'd be so cool. But she was like, well, I'm finding out. And then I'm like, well, if you know, I want to know, right? I'm not going to sit here for
Because,
months.
and you
I'm not
know
going to sit
what?
here for
It's funny.
months. Yeah, go.
Yeah, if she knows, if she's buying stuff, you're gonna be like, "That's very girl orientated," or "Boy, you're gonna know."
But now that we've decided to wait, obviously, as I said, we've got a week now until we can kind of get the scan to figure out what sex it is. I was like, look, I don't even want to talk about names right now until because I kind of like my whole point with that is like it eliminates half the names, right? I'm like, so let's worry
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Let's worry about it once we find out the sex because I'm like, I don't want to be worrying about females' names and it turns out to be a boy or vice versa, that we're worrying about boys' names and it turns out to be a female. So I'm like, look, let's just let it sit for a minute and we'll get to that.